You can place any kind of document or file into a container field. Let's try one of the most common, which is a PDF document, but you could use an Excel or Word or even another FileMaker file. Any file or document that you can store on your hard drive other than an application or program can be placed into a container field. I like PDFs though because you can create a great knowledge base of documents because Acrobat Reader is free. Everybody can open up a PDF document. Not everybody necessarily can open up a Word or Excel document. And so if you put these PDF documents in there, you're going to have a great time. You can distribute this database to anybody and they can open up these files and take a look at them. So let's go ahead and switch to another record. And we'll click into this container field and choose Insert File. Now we have a PDF document here. It's called Database Pros, but we could actually insert a picture as a file, and it would be treated a little bit differently. It'll be treated the same way as you'll see what we're going to do when we import or insert this Database Pros PDF document. Now when you come down here, there are no available filters. That's because it just puts that file right inside of that container field. There's no filtering necessary to bring it in there. That's why you can go ahead and put a picture in there and you don't need to put any filters on it because it just puts that file right in there as it is, and that's not a problem for FileMaker. You also have the same options with Store Only a Reference, and it has the same advantages and disadvantages as it does with a picture, so there's no difference. You know, the multi-user considerations, you have the considerations if you move the file, and we're also going to show you actually a new consideration, a new advantage for the Store Only Reference, but let's start here with just putting it right into the FileMaker file. And what you get is a little icon representing it. Based on your system software, it'll show an icon, whatever would show in your operating system, and then the name. And if you want to take a look at this, you can't really do anything from FileMaker as far as clicking on it or something like that. You could go and find it on your hard drive, but what you can do is say, take this file out of FileMaker and put it on my hard drive again, because we do have the file on our hard drive right now just because we just inserted it. But if you take it to a server or something like that and somebody's accessing it over the network, well, they won't be able to see that file, and so you need a way to get it out of there. And you just click inside that container field, you go to the edit menu and you choose Export Field Contents, and we're going to give this a new name, call it Test. Make sure we get the T in there so we can differentiate it. And then you want to make sure you look at these options down here. You have Automatically Open File. This allows you to quickly have that file opened as soon as it's exported, rather than having to go wherever you exported it to, which in this case would be the desktop, and double click on it. So I'm going to leave that checked so I don't have to find it. And you could also create an email attachment. So it'll open up a new email, and it'll place that, in this case, PDF document right in the attachment section of that email and allow you to address it and fill in the body and the subject and however you want. We're not going to do that here, but it's very easy. It makes it very easy to do. In fact, you can script all this too so people don't have to think about this. You have a little button that says automatically attach, or you could just call it email. And you click that button and it will do all this work for you. So they don't have to see this dialogue and things like that, and they just quickly get an email. So scripting is a neat thing in automating this process, so it's not difficult for people to work with FileMaker, because sometimes remembering all these features is really just the developer's job and not the end user's job who's just trying to get things done quickly. They want a single button that does everything for them. You don't want all these options. They want to do a certain thing and you program it for that. So we'll go ahead and save it, and it'll automatically open it up, and you can see it opens it up, test.pdf. And just to prove that's true, let's go ahead and hide FileMaker Pro Advanced. And you'll see that there's our original Database Pros document, and there's the test. So it's actually put it on the desktop for us, but it also opened it up for us. Now we're going to go ahead and insert right over this. We're going to insert exactly the same file, but this time we're going to store only as a reference so we can see one of the new advantages with a file. So we'll go ahead and choose Database Pros, but as a reference, and it looks exactly the same as would a picture that was a reference versus right inside FileMaker. There's no difference, but what you do have a difference with is you can double click on this now. That's pretty cool. You can open this up just by simply double clicking on it, and it opens it right up. You can't do that when you place it right inside FileMaker, inside the FileMaker file. You have to export the field contents first. Now you could also do the same thing over here with your picture. You could insert as a reference and as a file, but you won't get the same features as you would with a file. It'll work essentially the same. You can do all the stuff you would with it that you would with a file, but you're not going to see the pictures, I guess what I'm coming to. So you've got to decide what you want. Usually insert a picture as a picture so you can actually see it right there. And then in documents like this, it's too big to display on a screen, so it's better to have the option of double clicking on it. So we're going to go ahead and reinsert this file. But this time we're going to not store it. And the reason is because I don't want you to get confused when you go to this record in the example file, because all these files are in the work files folder. I don't want you to go in there and say unknown because I've moved the file, the FileMaker file, to a different location than the actual PDF document. So that's why I'm inserting it so it goes along with this FileMaker file, so no matter what, that FileMaker file has that PDF document in it. Again, one of the disadvantages of that is this PDF document can't be updated and then reflect those changes here unless you do it as a reference.